Hello, we're the Genocide 80/20 Awareness Raising Group. This week, we're holding a Genocide Prevention Week. Our aim is to educate as many people as possible about the genocides past and present, in the hope that these atrocities can be prevented from happening in the future.
So, what is genocide? Raphael Lemkin was a Polish Jewish lawyer who grew up surrounded by dreadful anti-Semitism. He read about the Armenian genocide and was stunned to learn that there was no law to prevent the destruction of a group of people. In 1939, when Poland was invaded, Lemkin had to flee from the Nazis and ended up in the USA, where he coined the term genocide. It is the combination of the Greek word for race, or a people, and the Latin word for act of killing. In 1948, the United Nations declared that genocide, the intent to destroy people, was a crime to be prevented and punished.
Yet, beyond this legal definition, genocide is a crime that destroys civilizations and cultures that have existed for thousands of years. It's a terrible atrocity that destroys the lives of innocent men, women, and children, simply for who they are.
This photograph contains the faces of hundreds of human beings, young, old, male, female. Ordinarily, they would have had the same hopes and fears, just like you and me, except these pictures were taken just before these ordinary Cambodians were murdered by their own government, just because they didn't fit in.
This landscape is truly beautiful and has been for thousands of years. The people who populated this place created sophisticated culture and heritage. Yet, for 100 days in 1994, extremists in this place, the Rubengera region of Rwanda, sought to destroy the Tutsi people without exception. More than 1 million friends, parents, neighbours and workmates were murdered because the government decided that a minority group should be annihilated.
This might look just like a child's drawing, but take a closer look and you'll see something deeply disturbing. While some children draw pictures of them playing, Bakid, who drew this when he was 8, draws a scene of violence and murder. His village and family in Darfur, Sudan, were being attacked by soldiers from their own government simply because of their ethnicity.
This harrowing photograph shows a desperate scene. A mother, Nejiba Salihovic, screams to a United Nations soldier, desperate to find out what happened to her family. There was to be no happy ending, as Nejiba was to discover that despite international promises of protection, her 23-year-old son, her husband, and her brother were to be murdered because they were Muslims. All this took place in Bosnia, in Europe, only a few decades after the Holocaust.
Pictures of the concentration camps from the Holocaust shocked the world, yet in the 21st century similar scenes are occurring. This picture shows Uyghur people interned in so-called re-education camps by the communist government in China. Uyghur places of worship have been destroyed. Children taken from their parents and allegations of physical abuse abound. Many people think what is happening there amounts to a genocide.
And beyond these pictures, the Rohingya people in Myanmar, the Yazidi people in northern Iraq, and the Hazara people in Afghanistan all face the threat of genocide. All these people have been persecuted and attacked, not for any crime they've committed, but just because of who they are. The world stands aside and looks on rather than intervenes.
Yet there is hope. We think that education is key in preventing genocide. Informed people sometimes make good decisions and learn from the past. An informed world is more likely to prevent genocide.
So, this is our newspaper. To write it, we collaborated with other young people from schools around the UK and a school in America. We had lots of help from genocide survivors, academics, and other experts who we interviewed for the stories.
Our mission this week is to help as many people as we can understand more about genocide. The more people who know about genocide, the better. Please help us with our Genocide Prevention Week by clicking on the link and spending a few minutes having a read of some of the stories in our newspaper.
We hope that this might be the first step in preventing genocides from happening again. Thank you for watching.